best practices with social media. So I'll start off and give you guys a little bit of background about Mazda. I was walking the show floor today, as I do every year, and every year I'm more and more impressed by the product that's out there. There are a lot of really great cars, a lot of great product. What sets Mazda apart, though, from some of their brands? So I'll tell you about two things that I think really does set Mazda apart from the competition. The first thing I'll tell you is the phrase Mazda Premium. You might have heard it tonight. And what that means is that we're taking our brand in kind of a new direction. It doesn't mean that we're going to be building $70,000 vehicles, but what it does mean is that the features, luxury items, and safety items you might expect to see in a $70,000 vehicle are here in our $30,000 or $35,000 cars. So things like lane keep assist, which will nudge you back in your lane if you drift, heads-up display, full color heads-up display, heated steering wheel, heated rear seats. All of these things are available on our vehicles, things you might not expect to see in a mainstream vehicle. So that's the idea of Mazda Premium, is where we're taking our brand, and you can see it in all of our new products here. The second thing I'll tell you about is the engineering philosophy behind the cars that we build. There's a Japanese phrase, Jimba Atai, roughly translates to horse and rider as one. And it comes from the old Japanese tradition of archery, where the archer will actually ride a horse as he's shooting his bow and arrow into a target. And in order to be successful at that, obviously you have to be able to work with the horse you're riding, to anticipate its moves, almost as if it's an extension of yourself. And so the cars that we build are built with the idea of the driver in mind, and with the idea that the car should be an extension of you as the driver. That's great, obviously, for performance driving, it's great if you're racing, but it's just as good if you're driving in everyday situations, especially around the city with the gridlock that we have, defensive driving maneuvers you have to take on. I was driving over here to the show tonight. Actually, I was being driven over by a retired NYPD detective. And as we drove down the wrong side of 11th Avenue, I couldn't help but be impressed by the poise with which a CX-9 he was driving was dodging the oncoming cars. So in really everyday driving situations, you'll find that Mazda has a lot of benefits for you, whether or not you're a race car driver. So really important, I think, to understand the background as to why we build the cars the way that we do. I'll point your attention to two particular cars tonight. The Mazda MX-5 Miata RF right behind you, the red vehicle. That is our retractable hardtop convertible. It's been out for a couple of months now. As good as it looks, it's even more fun to drive. I've driven a lot of cars doing the work that I do, and I've never had more fun driving a car than I have driving the MX-5. So absolutely check that out tonight. We have the Mazda CX-5, the all-new 2017 CX-5 over my left shoulder here, dark gray. Probably the best expression of Mazda Premium that we have here at the show, so I encourage you to check that out tonight as well. So before I turn it over to Corey, I'll give a little introduction as to what she does. She's a style leader on Instagram, has over 42,000 followers, 42,001 followers after this morning. I followed this morning, Corey. So find her on Instagram at Dress Corey Lynn. You can find her on Facebook as well, Snapchat, her blog, Dress Corey Lynn. I'll give one more plug on my blog. She had a great post earlier this week about the wisdom of following or not following fashion rules meant for short people. And it really resonated with me. I was sure surprised to hear. But I thought it was a great post, and I would encourage you to check that out. So one more thing I forgot to mention, the most important thing probably, Corey is one of the very few fashion thought leaders that's actually followed personally by Kate Spade. So a very impressive bullet point resume. Corey, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be partnering with Mazda tonight.